I saw it in Paris. I saw it in Milan. I saw it in Barcelona. No bulky puffer jackets. No loud logos. No hiking boots in the middle of a city. So what were they wearing? I spent the past few fall seasons traveling through Europe, and what I noticed was this. The local women all had something in common. It wasn't about trends, it was about intention. In this video, I'm showing you exactly what real European women wear in fall, outfits that blend in, stand out, and feel effortlessly right for the city. And keep watching, because one piece I used to avoid completely turned out to be the key to looking like I belonged. Now let's start with the piece that sets the tone for your entire outfit the moment you step outside, the coat. And here's where European women really know what they're doing. Instead of grabbing something overly practical or shapeless for warmth, they treat their coat like the centerpiece. I'm talking about tailored, structured outerwear, something that frames your body, defines your silhouette, and looks good even draped over your shoulders while sipping a coffee at a sidewalk cafe. When I was in Paris last fall, I kept noticing the same thing over and over again. Women in slim, sharply cut coats in shades of camel, navy, or soft gray. No down-filled puffers, no athletic-looking windbreakers. Even in the rain, their outerwear looked deliberate. There's a sort of quiet power in a well-fitted coat that doesn't overwhelm you but frames you. And it doesn't matter whether you're in your 30s, 50s, or 70s. It works across ages. Now, don't get me wrong, I used to live in puffy jackets, especially the ones that promised warmth without weight. But in photos, I always looked like a marshmallow, and I couldn't figure out why I felt frumpy even when I was trying to dress up. The difference with a European-style tailored coat is that it brings elegance and structure. There's no bulk swallowing you whole. You still feel warm, but you look pulled together in a way that doesn't try too hard. What I also love is how easily this kind of coat works across multiple outfits. I wear mine over jeans and loafers during the day, and then I throw it over a knit midi dress for dinner. And here's the trick. Look for wool blend or cashmere blend coats that hit mid-thigh or longer. Double-breasted or belted versions are especially flattering on women over 50 because they define the waist and streamline your frame, whether you're curvy, petite, or tall. One more thing I want to point out, and I think this is especially important for women like us who've grown up in a more practical, throw-it-on culture. European coats are meant to last. You'll notice women re-wearing the same outerwear year after year because it's classic, not trendy. That kind of longevity makes it worth investing in something truly beautiful and well-made. Think less puffer, more Paris. So if you're heading to Europe this fall, or even just want to bring a little European flavor to your local walks, consider leaving the puffy coat at home. Find something tailored in a solid neutral tone, with clean lines and just the right amount of detail. You'll be surprised how different your outfits feel, and how differently people treat you too. This one really surprised me. European women don't change handbags with every outfit the way many of us do. They choose one, maybe two versatile, high-quality bags for the season and wear them everywhere. It's usually a structured crossbody or shoulder bag, often in leather or suede, and always something that feels timeless. The difference? Their bags aren't oversized, they're not flashy, and you won't see a bunch of logos screaming across the front. They blend in and elevate the whole look at the same time. I first noticed this in Milan. I kept seeing women, of all ages, wearing almost the exact same style of bag. Medium-sized clean lines, always in a neutral color like taupe, burgundy, or deep olive. It didn't matter if they were heading to work, running errands, or going out to dinner. The bag stayed the same. And the more I watched, the more I realized how intentional it looked. There was something so effortless about carrying one piece that just belonged to their overall wardrobe. Back in the States, I was constantly rotating bags to match each outfit. sometimes switching 3 times in a week. I thought I needed that variety, but honestly, it made getting dressed more complicated than it needed to be. And when I traveled, I always brought 2 or 3 bags with me, just in case, which took up space and added stress. Switching to a European-style signature bag simplified everything. I invested in a structured leather crossbody in a warm, medium taupe, just big enough for my essentials, and with a slim silhouette that didn't add bulk to my outfits. It instantly made every look feel more intentional. Jeans and a sweater? Check. Knit dress and tall boots? Perfect. Coat and scarf on a chilly day? Still works. Suddenly, I wasn't matching bags to outfits. I was building outfits around a beautiful staple that grounded everything else. Another thing I love? These bags are made to age well. The leather softens in the right places, the structure holds up over time, and they don't rely on trendy details that will go out of style next season. It's the kind of piece that looks even better after a few years of wear. And for women over 50, having a bag that's beautiful, practical, and quietly stylish is honestly one of the easiest ways to refine your look. Now let's talk about what's under that beautiful coat, the knitwear. If there's one thing European women master in fall, it's this: how to wear neutral knits in a way that feels rich, intentional, and anything but boring. Everywhere I went, from a side street in Rome to a chilly morning in Copenhagen, I saw this formula on repeat. Warm-toned sweaters in shades like camel, oatmeal, soft mocha, and muted gray, paired with slim trousers or tailored denim. No fuss, no logos, just a cozy texture and beautiful tone. Here's the key difference I've noticed compared to the way many Americans dress in fall. We love our prints, our bold autumn colors, even novelty sweaters with leaves and pumpkins and sayings. But in Europe, they stick to knits that are versatile and elegant. And once I tried it, I understood the appeal immediately. A neutral knit instantly elevates an outfit. It gives you this relaxed elegance without saying a word. You look like you know what you're doing, without trying to look like you know what you're doing. My favorite part? These knits don't have to be designer. You can find beautiful, well-made neutral sweaters in brands you already know and love. It's just about picking the right texture and silhouette. Think ribbed turtlenecks, crew necks with slightly dropped shoulders, or fine-gauge knits that skim the body without clinging. These look amazing tucked into high-rise jeans or under a long coat with ankle boots. And because the color is neutral, it gives your entire outfit that cohesive, easy look Europeans are known for. For women over 50, this kind of knitwear is a dream. It doesn't fight your body, it flatters it. The right neutral tone can actually soften the skin, bring warmth to the face, and create this very calm, luxurious effect. And if you're worried about looking washed out, try layering a scarf in a richer tone near your face, or go for a warm camel or mushroom gray instead of stark beige. Neutrals don't mean lifeless. They mean versatile, refined, and wearable day after day. And let me tell you, once I swapped out my printed, busy sweaters for these classic knits, my wardrobe just breathed. Everything started to go together. Getting dressed became easier, and I stopped worrying about looking overdone or mismatched when I traveled or ran errands around town. If you're ready to build that European-inspired fall wardrobe, I've added links to some of my favorite neutral knits in the description box below. These are pieces I either own or have seen in person, and they all work beautifully for women over 50. The right knit makes everything feel more expensive and elegant without adding a single extra accessory. Now let's talk about footwear, because what's on your feet can make or break your look and your comfort when you're in Europe. And this is where I see one of the biggest differences between how American and European women dress in fall. While many of us in the US gravitate toward thick-soled sneakers or hiking-style boots for walking around, European women almost always opt for something sleeker and more refined. especially in the cities. I noticed this everywhere from Rome to Vienna to Seville. Low-profile boots in leather or suede, usually in neutral shades like black, brown, or taupe. The key is that these boots are practical and polished. They have just enough heel to elongate the leg, but not so much that you can't walk comfortably for hours. Chelsea boots are incredibly popular, easy to slip on and off, with a streamlined silhouette that works with everything from jeans to midi skirts. You'll also see ankle boots with subtle block heels, knee-high riding boots paired with slim trousers, and even weatherproof suede styles that look far dressier than they are. These aren't just for show. They're city-tested and commuter-approved. What really sets European women apart is how they coordinate their shoes with the rest of their outfit. You rarely see clunky, overly sporty shoes unless someone is jogging. Even casual looks feel intentional because the footwear ties it all together. And if they do wear sneakers, they're usually sleek white leather styles or muted neutral trainers, never the bulky, high-tech versions we often see back home. The overall effect is more cohesive and, honestly, it makes your whole outfit feel more elevated without sacrificing comfort. So if you're planning a trip or just want to give your fall outfits a more European vibe, swap out the big athletic sneakers for something more refined. A good pair of leather boots goes with just about everything, and they instantly make jeans and a sweater look city-ready. Coming up next, I want to talk about something that's easy to get wrong, but once you nail it, it completely transforms how you feel in your clothes. Smart layering. All right, let's get into layering, because this is another area where European women really shine. They know how to stay warm without looking bulky, and that's something I had to learn after years of stuffing oversized sweaters under heavy coats. What I noticed over and over in cities like Berlin, Paris, and even Prague is that women build warmth through smart layering with thin, high-quality pieces, rather than piling on thick ones. It's a skill, and once you get it, it changes everything. Think of it this way. Instead of one chunky sweater, they'll layer a thin, long-sleeve base under a lightweight wool knit, top it with a tailored coat, and finish with a scarf. The warmth is still there, but visually it's neater, cleaner, and a lot more flattering. That's especially important for women over 50 when we're trying to keep things elegant but still functional. I personally love using merino or cashmere blend tops as my foundation layers. They breathe well, keep you warm, and don't add bulk where you don't want it. The other trick I picked up is mixing textures within that layering. So a cotton poplin shirt under a ribbed sweater, or a fine knit cardigan under a wool blazer. Each layer adds interest, but it also moves with your body. Nothing feels stiff or overdone, and it makes it easier to adjust throughout the day. If the sun comes out, you can peel off a layer without ruining the whole outfit. I saw this play out so many times while people watching at cafes or train stations. The locals always looked pulled together, no matter how many layers they were wearing. Now I want to hear from you. Do you already have a layering method that works for you? Or do you find it tricky to stay warm and stylish once the temperature drops? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your tips too, and who knows, you might inspire someone else in the community. In the next tip, I'm going to reveal something that gives away tourists instantly, even when everything else looks right. Let's have a heart-to-heart about something that seems small, but makes a huge difference when you're trying to blend in: logos and loud prints. If you've ever wondered why people in Europe seem more put together, even when they're dressed casually, this is a big part of it. European women, especially in cities like Madrid, Florence, or Paris, rarely wear clothing splashed with brand names or large graphic prints. Their fashion choices are more about shape, fabric, and tone than overt branding. In contrast, American fashion often leans into statement graphics, big logos, or printed sweatshirts that say things like "weekend vibes" or "pumpkin spice everything." It's cute for home, yes, but in Europe, it sticks out. A sweatshirt that reads "Colorado" across the chest might seem harmless, but paired with tourist sneakers and a baseball cap, you're immediately flagged as a visitor. And I say this with love. I've been there. I used to pack those exact things. But once I saw how local women dressed, it completely changed how I thought about casual clothes. Instead of branding, European women play with cut and detail. A plain oatmeal sweater with a perfect fit, a scarf in a subtle print, a sleek black handbag with no visible logo, all of these make a quiet statement. And the beauty of that is, you're never wearing something that feels too trendy or out of place. Your outfit becomes timeless and elevated, whether you're walking around Lisbon or grabbing dinner in a tucked-away trattoria in Rome. Jewelry and accessories follow the same rule. Big costume jewelry or overlayering reads as a bit much, but one beautiful ring, a pair of classic hoops, or a silk scarf tied effortlessly around the neck. That's how European women accessorize. Even handbags tend to be compact and minimal. Think crossbody or structured tote, not oversized backpacks or utility slings. The goal is less travel-ready and more lifestyle-driven. So the next time you're tempted to wear something with a big name across the chest, just pause and ask, would I see this in a little boutique in Florence? If not, you probably have something better in your closet already. And coming up next, I want to take you on a little fashion trip across Europe, from the understated elegance of Paris to the bold glamour of Milan, and even the modern cool of Copenhagen. Their styles are completely different, but they all have one thing in common. Let's start in Paris, because there's something so distinctly Parisian about how women dress in the fall. It's not flashy, and it's never overdone. It's more about a relaxed confidence. A pair of cropped black trousers, a soft striped knit, maybe a trench coat, and a red lip. That's a full look. Parisian women love basics that drape beautifully and always look just a little undone. Hair isn't overly styled, and accessories are minimal but thoughtful. They don't chase trends. They choose quality and longevity every single time. Now jump to Milan, and everything shifts. The Italian woman in fall? She's bold. She's dramatic. She's not afraid of color, texture, or a standout piece that makes the outfit sing. But even when it's bold, it's always structured. You'll see a lot of rich fabrics, leather, wool, even metallics mixed with neutrals or monochrome bases. Sunglasses aren't just for sun protection. They're part of the drama. And shoes? Never boring. Ankle boots with a gold buckle, or a kitten heel with a pointed toe, it's all intentional. Milanese fashion is where elegance meets attitude. Then there's Copenhagen, the most forward-thinking and functional of the three. Women in Copenhagen often lean into oversized silhouettes, but they balance them with clean lines and simple styling. Picture wide-leg trousers, a crisp shirt, and a tonal wool coat. Footwear is practical but sharp, chunky loafers, minimalist sneakers, or refined ankle boots. There's also a strong sustainability angle here. Their fall fashion is rooted in buy less, wear more, which means you'll see a lot of layering, clever repurposing, and quality pieces worn again and again. What I found fascinating was that all three cities had their own language of style, yet they all respected the same core ideas: dressing with intention, balancing comfort and elegance, and choosing items that tell a story. You could spot a Parisian woman by her coat, a Milanese woman by her accessories, and a Copenhagen woman by her layers, but they all looked like they belonged to their city. That's the kind of energy I want to bring into my own wardrobe every fall. And speaking of energy, keep watching, because the next piece I'm about to share, it's something I used to avoid completely. I thought it made me look fussy or dated, but then I saw how local European women used it, and suddenly, it became the piece that made me feel like I belonged. All right, confession time. For the longest time, I avoided scarves. I didn't get the hype. They either felt too bulky or too fussy, and when I tried wearing them, I always felt like I was trying too hard. So I left them at the back of my closet, until I spent one October in Paris and noticed something every woman had in common: They all wore scarves, and they wore them well. What struck me wasn't just that they had scarves, it was how they wore them. It wasn't draped like a blanket or twisted a dozen times. It was subtle, tied once around the neck, draped neatly, sometimes tucked into a coat. The fabrics were soft wool, lightweight cashmere, or silk. And the colors? Always complementary to the outfit. In Rome, I saw women pair warm camel coats with soft blush scarves. In Madrid, a simple black outfit came alive with a jewel-toned silk scarf. And in Amsterdam, even the most minimalist outfits had that one scarf that pulled everything together. Once I gave it a try, starting with a classic gray wool one, I immediately noticed the difference. Suddenly, my outfit felt finished. It added a layer of interest without any effort. And here's the kicker. Strangers stopped asking me where I was from. I blended in. I felt like I belonged, all from a piece I had written off for years. And scarves aren't just about fashion, they're functional too. They keep your neck warm on chilly days. They can be removed if it warms up, and they travel easily in your handbag. Plus, for women over 50, they draw the eye upward, frame the face, and soften everything beautifully. It's an accessory that adds charm and practicality at the same time, and now I never pack for fall travel without at least two. So if you're thinking about how to pull your European fall look together without buying a whole new wardrobe, start with a scarf. It's the final touch that says, I live here, instead of, I'm visiting. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next one because I'm sharing the top 10 must-try fall fashion trends for 2025, and trust me, some of them are surprisingly wearable and age-friendly. I'll show you which trends are worth trying and how I style them to work for everyday life.